Insidious Chapter 2, following months, I guess, or weeks right after the events of the first film when Josh Lambert got salt in his crotch and strangled Elise to death after it was revealed he was taken over by the witch in the black wedding gown. So this movie will tend to answer questions, right? Well, yes, but it got a little weird along the way. For one thing, James Wan is back to direct, and he's a good director. Good man, no denying. He just wanted to change things up a bit. The first was a straight-up horror film. He wanted this one to be more of a domestic thriller, to change shifts. Maybe that's why this one falls a bit flat from the first, and that the predecessors fling away from it. The movie opens with a scene from Josh's past when he was a little boy, and what occurred with him when Lorraine called Elise to help. They're played by younger actresses, but for some reason, Lin Shaye's voice is dubbed over the young Elise. Why couldn't she just use her own voice? I mean, we know it's Elise. They discussed the whole thing in the first film, and we know the history. The young actress who plays Lorraine uses her own voice. Well, anyway, she has a companion named Carl, who wasn't in the first film. He records any weird sound Josh might be hearing, and Elise encounters a powerful spirit in Josh's closet, which is the witch. Which is the witch? Huh. I like that. Years have passed, and now the Lambert family have moved in with Josh's mother, Lorraine, and things seem to be going fine. Renee was taken to a police station to discuss what occurred beforehand, and she believed Josh when he said he didn't strangle Elise. He acted so shocked and disappointed in it, but it was revealed to Renee that the marks on Elise's neck were not Josh's. They were the witch's, obviously, and the police didn't know that, obviously, and Renee is still freaking out over the littlest things, obviously, because the spirits followed them to Lorraine's house, dragged along by Josh, who tries his hardest to convince Renee that they're all gone, but they're not. Spirits begin to attack the Lambert family. Dalton is still seeing things. Specs and Tucker are kinda lost without Elise, and they bring Lorraine to show her that adult Josh was in the same room as younger Josh. Say what? No, literally. Say what? Now Carl is brought into the mix to help out Lorraine, Specs, and Tucker on what the hell is going on. They travel to an old hospital where it's revealed an old patient named Parker Crane died at. Meanwhile, Josh is acting like a frickin' weirdo all throughout the house, and Renee is freaking out getting attacked by a woman named Michelle Crane, who is Parker's mother, who abused him, saying things like,
"Don't you dare! Don't you dare! Don't you dare!"
This is why the second kind of dubbed down the first with all this backstory, and the witch who took over Josh's body is actually a man. It's Parker Crane. It's a man. Hilarious. It's a man dressed up as a woman. Oh my god. Kill me. So yeah, a lot goes on in this movie. Everything with Parker Crane, his crazy old house that has dead bodies, his crazy mother, Renee going crazy, Dalton seeing things, the whole adventures of Specs, Tucker, Lorraine, and now Carl, who's added into the mix, who contacts spirits with dice, and all throughout, Josh's physical body is still trapped into the further. Like, oh my god, this movie is all over the place. Why the hell was he sitting on the piano player asking for help? What, did he get tired and decided to play it? Well then, but yeah, Josh is roaming around the further while Carl joins him after an epic battle between Josh, Specs, and Tucker. It gets even more confusing to note that the events here coincide with the events of the first. So, are they in the past? Is the further a parallel dimension, or what? Because it's getting wicked. Elise returns to help, and they travel to where the young Josh was, and that's where Specs and Tucker found the older Josh on the tape. So, was this the past we're talking about? Are they in the present? It's kinda confusing, and it boils down to an epic battle between Parker and Renee. There's a quick obvious shot when Lorraine is shoved, and it's clearly a stunt double. An epic battle between Josh and Michelle, and it's definitely now a thriller, not a horror. But you know, for some reason, I kind of enjoy it. I know it dubbed down the horror, but just glad to see some familiar faces and continue their story. We want to see them get help, and they do. Dalton is one smart-ass boy. After they confront Michelle and defeat her, Dalton leads Josh and Carl back to the real world because he tied a string to his waist. Parker is forgotten about and leaves Josh's body, and he returns to his normal state after almost killing Dalton, and everything is resolved in the end with the Lambert family, and Elise goes back to a better place she spoke of, and Josh played Renee's song to contact her. Oh, that's why he was sitting on the piano. Anyway, Josh and Dalton let the darkness shift away, and it just concludes in a very nice and happy way. I like that. I hate the ending, though. Specs and Tucker go to a new family with issues, and we don't know what's going on, and Elise comes and sees something horrifying. Maybe it was Darth Maul, I don't know. But whatever the case, it just could have been done without that. Like, really? We never got a follow-up to it. It should have just ended right when Josh shifts the darkness away. It would have much ended Elise's story and Josh's story, so that kind of ruined it, but I still like this scene a lot. And that's Insidious Chapter 2, made in 2013, the year of Patrick Wilson's career, with both The Conjuring and this movie being released the same year. It's a crazy film with a lot going on to conclude all that happened in the first film, answers questions, epic fight scenes, and not a lot of truly horrifying scares. I really do enjoy this one. I know it deviates from the first, but hey, what are you gonna do? It is what it is. It could have been dubbed down a bit. Insidious Chapter 2, technically Chapter 4 because, there's prequels after this, technically before this because it's prequels, and check this movie out. Enjoy it for what it is. Ha ha ha.
You are a miserable, ungrateful bitch.